Good morning. I'm Paula from Tri-State Sewing and Quilting, and I'm working on something for my grandchildren's homeschooling co-op. I've printed a heart that I found online, a template, and I've cut out a felt heart, and then the back part will be cut out when I'm done. But I'm using this thread. It's a cotton Mettler thread, and it's heavier. Looks like it could be a 30 weight thread. So I had to thread that through a needle. It made it where it's the eye of the needle is bigger. So I'm working my way around here. And hand sewing, well, any sewing takes time. But we have to remember to be patient and take our time. Sometimes thread gets its little tangles here. I did read about beeswax, but I don't have that right now. So I guess I need to switch this around so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here I am. You try to make it uniform so that you take the same size bite as you go. It's a funny thing, isn't it? When you want to show something. Just trying to get that. Okay, I got it now. So you work your way around, and like I say, you try to keep uniform stitches as you go. The back went pretty well there. Some people hand embroider. My mother-in-law did that. She's been gone for a long time. I had a sister-in-law that did hand embroidery too. And actually, I still have a sister-in-law that does hand embroidery, but that was not something I wanted to do. But I suppose if I had to sit for a long time and couldn't do anything else, I suppose I'd try it. I have done a little bit of it, but I like to sew on a sewing machine. But when you're just beginning, it's good to know, even if you can't have a sewing machine at your disposal, which I believe every household should have a sewing machine. And we're Tri-State Sewing and Quilting, so we sell FOF. And FOF is simply the best, easiest to work with, and we give a lifetime of free operational instructions with purchase. But as you can see, you just carefully do this. And you could probably do more than like weave it back and forth, but I really think the best way for this project would be just to do it like I'm doing it so the thread doesn't get all tangled up, okay? And this is the way I'm doing it. Sometimes there's different ways to doing things. So I'm going to go all the way around, but I'll have to leave a space open, like maybe here and here, in between here, because then I'm going to take some, you'd have polyfill, like stuffing to put in there, but I think I'm going to use, I have some scraps in the back of batting, and some of the batting works really good for stuff, and I've stuffed pillows with it. So I think that's what I'm going to use. And then I've got some red buttons. I have some different buttons, and I saw that you could adorn it with buttons. And also I have some, how about if I get it and show it to you? It's for tying, like, it would be a primitive way to tie a package, like instead of ribbon. So I bought this quite a while ago, and I've been using it, but it's, this I think I'm going to use on here too. It said this could be an ornament. So with the buttons, and then that cord, this will be fun to make and to hang up in your room or give to your mom so she can hang it up. Can you see what I'm doing? Actually, there's some that still hand quilt. So this would be kind of the stitches that you'd use for hand quilting also. You just want to make sure you keep them uniform. And this could be something that you could take in the car when you and your family are traveling. So it's amazing what you can do with hand sewing, because we can't always take a sewing machine with. but we can take a needle and thread in a project like this. Some people hand sew their blocks together when they're doing a quilt. Now that's never been something I wanted to do, but again, like I said, when we have different things available to us or lack of, then we have to get creative with what we're going to do. I see that I might need to, there we go. I didn't want that little piece hanging there. All right, I'll continue on here. And like I said, when I'm done here, I'm going to cut the fabric in the back. I just thought this might be easier for you to have more to hold on to. And now I'm wondering if I cut a long enough thread to go all the way around. I hope I did. I did consider stopping right here and getting a fresh piece, but let me see. I'm going to lay this out. It looks like I have plenty, but we'll see. Because sometimes looks can be deceiving. Doing this point here, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. I guess I'm going to go down there and then come up. I'm trying to stay like a 1/4 inch from the edge, in case you're wondering what I did. And I've done enough piecing where that made me feel comfortable that it's pretty uniform. Might not be perfect. All I can say is when you're doing something like this, being that I have white and red, so if I make a mistake, you're really going to be able to see it, right? But the red is beautiful for Valentine's. Or if you had pink, but I like red and white for Valentine's, so that's what I'm doing. Even though I'm wearing a pink shirt today. My husband and my sister thought I looked good in this hot pink. So I'm starting to like it. Because I really, my color was red. I liked red. But the pink is okay. I like bright colors next to my face. So, because as we get older, it gives us more color, right? So what are you working on today? We would love for you to stop by and see what all we have in our store. We also have a website that you can go to and purchase online, and you can pick up at the curb or come in the store, or we can also ship it to you. So that website is Tri-State Sewing. No, I said it wrong. TriStateSew.com. Our store is called Tri-State Sewing and Quilting. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to do a little bit more. Now this is something that if you've got chores to do, make sure you get your chores done first, okay? And then this is something you can do in your free time. But sewing can be very relaxing. I also crochet. A friend got me back into that after years of not doing it. My grandma taught me how to crochet when I was probably 10 or so. And I made baby Afghans and different things, and now I'm making some smaller projects. I always like to make a useful gift, something that somebody could enjoy, whether it be an embroidered towel or something you can hang in your kitchen. And I suppose I'm going to have to go get my stuffing pretty quick here. I should have grabbed that before I started. When you're doing a video, it's nice to have everything together when you start. And I have to say, I'm still learning that, so please forgive me. But I know that my grandchildren have fun stuffing things for me, so this should be a fun project for them. There's 7, 10, and 11. Okay, so now I need to stop and put my stuffing in there. And then I'm going to go get some red buttons. So maybe I'll just do it, not stop it. I'll be right back. I'm sorry that I delayed, but here I am. And actually, I colored some buttons here. I have a whole bunch of red ones, and I really want to do a flat one here. I'm going to lace them out here so you can see my buttons. So there's some buttons there. There's different sizes. Some of them are shank buttons, and I want to teach them how to sew a flat button. So there's big ones and there's small ones, but I'll bring some buttons for them to sew on a button. And maybe they want to sew on more than one button. All right, and this is my, it's like polyester batting here, but I'm just gonna rip it apart here. I suppose you could cut it too, but some batting you cannot do that with, so you have to be careful. So I'm gonna go ahead and stuff that in there. Because if I do that before I sew the button on, then I sew the button on, that should work better, I would think. And some showed how the buttons are dangling down, so we'll see. And you don't need a lot of stuffing in there, just some, okay, to give it a little 3D appearance or whatever. Yeah, felt is definitely much easier to work with than fabric when you're a beginner sewer here. Just about done. I did think about embroidery too. Now you could have hand embroidered, but I would embroider on the machine. And maybe love something. Pfaff, my Sewnet library, I have access to all the designs in there. And they do have some Valentine's things, so maybe I'll make up a couple of these because it's really fun. I could hang some heart ornaments around the store too, couldn't I? Because it gives you ideas what you can do. So I think this is almost enough here. I put my thumb up in there trying to, okay, so I think that's enough. Now I'm going to sew it shut, okay? So again, you work that. And I just found out the first stitch I put on there wasn't perfect. I guess somebody told me the other day, don't be afraid to fail. I like everything just beautiful, perfect, like it came out of the store, but better. But I'm not God. Only God is perfect. So, but this is a great way to improve your skills with hand sewing and have something fun for Valentine's as an ornament in your bedroom or wherever you want to hang it. So I could use ribbon, but this is going to make it more primitive or more casual, I guess I would say, mixing it together there. And this may take longer than a half an hour. I don't know. It depends upon how quick you catch on and how easy the thread is to work with. You saw I had some problems in the beginning, but it got better as I went along. So one more stitch here. Okay, so now I'm going to do this, and then we'll tie it off in the back side, okay? So now on the back side, I'm going to go ahead and just run it across here a couple of times, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and, this is how I tie a knot. Hold my thumbnail on there and pull. Of course, I got to get a hold of it. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to take a scissor. I guess this big one will do. My scissors have different jobs. Okay, and you could also pink it, but I'm going to just do it like this for now, okay? So then you'd go like this. You'd cut this. And you don't want to cut it any smaller than what I already cut the heart, okay? And I only have a bunch of white felt, so that's why I've got red thread here. But hopefully their school scissors will let them cut the felt. Okay, so there's that part. And then, like I said, we could put a button, honey or soul button on there, or we could dangle the buttons underneath here. I also saw that they hung something like here with buttons, so I'll show you more later. Thanks so much for watching, and I lost my button.